Ciao Juventini of the world, my name is Giuseppe, welcome back on the channel. I hope you're all doing well. I don't know you, but I woke up super early this morning, 5 a.m. and the first thing I started to do was immediately opening all the sport pages to inform myself. Guys, I can't get enough of Juventus 24-25. I'm super impatient, I'm super curious. I see the training sessions, I see the new coach, I want to know about their methods, I see the new players, I see the next gen players that are aggregated with the first team, guys. I can't wait. I really can't wait. I'm super excited. So after reading the papers, what I did is starting to record the video because it's super early, and that's why I'm asking you. Let me know in the comment section where you're watching from, what time it is when you're watching, because it's a bit exceptional that the video will be that early in the morning. I'm really curious to read you. Maximum of like. Don't forget to subscribe because now we start with the video where we speak about, of course, Thiago Method training session. Big update about Sancho, Jadon Sancho, what happened yesterday with Manchester United. Are there still chances for Juventus Football Club to sign the ex-number 10 of Dortmund, or is it over? And then two new entries or names that honestly we already mentioned here on the channel a few months ago, and they are back. And I'm sure that you will like these names. So put a maximum of like because now we start. But before speaking about Mercato, entry, exit, Matthias Soulé, I need to speak about Dean Huijsen. Guys, I believe personally that now we are starting to exaggerate. Because not only I watch the videos myself, etc., but I'm really curious about what you're writing, what are your opinions, what is happening on social network, especially when they're arriving these comments on my YouTube channel. Yesterday, one of you wrote, Beppe, did you see the behavior, the facial expression of Dean Huijsen towards our coach Thiago Method in training session? That clip has been taken from the training day 2, where we see indeed Dean Huijsen saying something to Thiago Method. Guys, we are exaggerating. Basta. You know that I am someone that, especially when we are doing the Here We Fly, I always try to check the details, how they are dressed. Are they smiling or not? Are they shy? I love to do these kind of things, but it's more as a joke. Take it really as a joke. Chill. We are having fun time, good time. Now, if we start looking at a 19 years old kid that is high intensity training, and we saw the training session that are really intense. I have confirmation by football players that I talk with that they told me, Beppe, we are really working hard. Double session. The guy is out of breath. The guy is out of energy. He's still focusing on the exercises that he's doing while the coach is speaking to him. Then we know Dean Huijsen. We saw him entering against Milan. For the people that were already watching him with under 19, with the next gen, we know that he's a guy that is showing zero emotion. I personally don't remember Dean Huijsen seeing him smiling. So imagine the kid that is extremely serious, extremely professional, we can even say extremely cold in his emotions. What are we speaking about? Then maybe he said something that was not wow, that was not fantastic to Thiago. We will never know because we are not even able to read the lips of Thiago Method. We can't do that lip sync because at a certain moment he goes behind Dean Huijsen. So I think, guys, we are starting a bit now to exaggerate, judging from really seriously 3 seconds of clip. The behavior of Dean Huijsen, maybe it's exaggerating. Then we know that the young kid is a bit particular, that he has a lot of ambitions. We know also that he is on the market, that there are big offers from Paris Saint-Germain, the latest one, Bayern Munich, there is Leverkusen, there is Newcastle. So we know that there is a lot of interest for the kid, and that is also, of course, in his mind. He knows that probably is more with a foot out than a foot in Juventus, but starting now to create controversy and judging a kid from 3 seconds, I believe personally we are a bit exaggerating. That being said, pay attention because we start to see the first methods of Thiago Method. We hear Simon Collinet, and more people are starting to remember the name, putting a face on the name, but also to hear the voice, because we always hear the voice. But what we can see in this training session is Thiago Method going individually to all the players. Kefren Thuram, Dean Huijsen, Adzic, that I will tell you something, in a second. So we see that he's taking care of every single detail, and probably he saw something from Dean Huijsen that he wanted to see better. Maybe he was telling him something that is totally out of context. We don't know, but we really start to see the first methods of Thiago Motta. What is filtering from La Continassa is that Thiago Motta, since yesterday, he already informed all the players personally that are out of project. He didn't need any support from the management, so he didn't ask Cristiano Giuntoli to be next to him. He went personally to the players, telling them, you are out of the project, you are out of the project, you are considered a next-gen player, you are considered a player that can have some possibility. So yesterday he held all these kind of talks, and also the players that are not at La Continassa in this moment, he also called them, telling them, you are in, you're out, you're in, you're out. Then we don't know at the moment the names, who is in and who is out, even if we can imagine like a player like Daniele Rugani that is probably more out than in of Juventus, even if a few weeks ago he renewed his contract. Big offer from Al Shabab for the player. There were some other interests like Atalanta, like Ajax, that are at the moment a bit further away. At the moment he didn't accept Daniel Rugani, but he's a bit more out than in. Then we have another player that Thiago called, and it is Federico Gatti, that he's more in than out, because we know those for him. A lot of offers came from Premier League last summer, where he said no to everyone, and luckily, because at the end he won his first major trophy, the Coppa Italia with Juventus, but also this season he said no to a lot of offers. Thiago Motta confirmed that he was really pointing on him, maybe not at the moment as a starter, but especially something important, not as a center back at the moment. He needs to see him, of course, but at the moment he has more intention to see him as a terzino destro, a right fullback. So that could potentially be the new position of Gatti. We can say new in a way, because last year, remember how many times I told you we are not playing with 3, we are playing with 4, with Gatti going really as a right back and playing there. So it could be one of the new positions, a bit a la Posh from Bologna last season. One player from La Continassa, and then we go towards Mercato, Sancho, Sule, etc., and the 2 names, so stay here on the channel. One that really is impressing everyone in these first days of training session is Adzic. Adzic. We are speaking about him since January. We told you the great words that we heard from Montenegro about the player. He couldn't join Juventus immediately because he was not yet 18. We were waiting for passport, for all the administrative things. Now he's a Juventus player. Now he has been announced with the club. Special announcement where we see that it's not a next-gen player. He's not a first-team player. He's a hybrid between first and next-gen, said by Juventus. On the other side, he's impressing the people that much that are even considering starting him immediately, being aggregate with the first team. Without hesitation, he will travel with the team on the 20th to Germany. So I'm really curious. That's one of the players that give me a lot of curiosity. I was waiting for him. I thought that I would start following him with the next gen, hoping that he could go up a bit later, but maybe we will accelerate times. And yesterday, Adzic, the day before and the day even before, impressed a lot of people. So that's really great. I can't wait. Are you excited for Adzic? Let me know. And now we go towards Jadon Sancho. Yesterday, mamma mia, what happened? Fabrizio Romano tweeted something, and people, they were already totally in depression mode, or at least the people that want Jadon Sancho, because the people that do not want him were also celebrating. Wait. We need really to understand the words of something that has been written. Fabrizio Romano, I will read you textually. He wrote, breaking. Jadon Sancho, held positive face-to-face meeting with Erik ten Hag this week, and they have clarified the situation. Both Ten Hag and Sancho agreed to draw a line on their disagreement and move on. Jadon available for preseason games. He's now back in training, and we can also see a picture of Jadon back in training with Manchester United. Is there written somewhere? They are pointing on the player. They are thinking that the player is again the fantastic player that they were expecting. Are they writing that he's out of the Mercato? Are they saying that now he will be a starter at Manchester United? No. No, nothing of that is written in the words of Fabrizio Romano. It's just written that it's over, that blah 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 with Ten Hag, that didn't even want to see him face, and Jadon didn't want to see the face of Ten Hag. Now he's again there with the team, training with them. Change zero. He changed zero on Jadon Sancho, possibly to Juventus Football Club. You know, the only thing that changed, it's time. While before that discussion with Ten Hag, there was a huge rush from the player because the player not being able to properly start the season, pre-season, to train, to be able to play some games, to be incorporated, to be involved in things. Well, it's annoying for a player because you are missing an important part for the season, that pre-season at expert professional level. And of course, you would push to go it as fast as possible out of the club, because it's not fine to train isolated way, because it's not the same. Now, of course, with that discussion, with him being in the group, you take more time, you have more time. He has more time, he's not that impatient anymore, but there is nothing else than that. I can tell you that Jadon Sancho is still out of the project if you're looking at real long term of Manchester United, or at least for season 24-25, and this is why Juventus, they continue to push for Sancho. Sancho avanti Juve, Sancho we go, Juve we go, on the page of Tutto Sport. La Juve non molla Sancho. Juventus is not giving up on Sancho, but there is one thing first before going really all in on Sancho, things that we are telling you since a few days now. We first need to sell, and if we are not able to sell, we have a problem. When I made the interview with Livano Comenencia, he was repeating the same word. Vincere, vincere, vincere. Winning, winning, winning. Yesterday, I was there on the Il Bianconero YouTube channel with Colpo Gobbo, with Cristiano Corbo and Romeo Agresti. Fantastic, beautiful channel. Fantastic, beautiful life. And Romeo was confirming what we are saying since a few days. Instead of saying vincere, 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 he said vendere, 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 which means selling, selling, selling. He told me that he spoke with really important persons at Juventus Football Club, inside the club, that said, Rom, in the next few days, our priority is first selling, 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 because of course we have our objectives, but before going for them, we need to sell. And one of these names, as reported by Pedula, as reported by Giovanni Albanese, is Mathias Solé. From the exit list, of course, it's the player that we would love to keep the most, Mathias Solé. But we are absolutely aware that we need to cash in, because otherwise Cope Miners will not come like that. Todibo will not come like that. Jadon Sancho will not come like that. Faster you are able to sell or Federico Chiesa or Solé. But I told you the situation of Chiesa, that he wants to wait, that he wants to first go and having his wedding, joining the team, understanding the moment, not agreeing to go at the moment to Roma, waiting for offers. Juventus, they are perfectly aware that for the situation Chiesa, even if he is out of the market, they will need more time. Time that at the moment we don't have if we really want to go offensively for Cope Miners and for Sancho example. And that's why Solé is on the market. First offer refused from Leicester. Leicester will come back on that. But pay attention also because there is Roma. More than Federico Chiesa, that we were speaking about in the last few weeks, there is the name of Solé on top of the wish list of Daniele De Rossi. Now the big thing, of course, is that Roma will not be able to offer what Juventus is requesting for the kid, between 35 and 40 million euro. Will Leicester be able to do so? We think so. Then, Jadon Sancho is a big priority for Juventus to reinforce the wingers, especially if Solé, especially on top of that Chiesa are leaving. We only have 2 offensive players, so we need more names. But not always you're able to seal the deal with all your objectives. And if Sancho is gone, we'll go towards other objectives. Like, for example, my objective since already 2 years was Mikau Datse. You remember Mikau Datse? I really wanted him as a vice Vlahovic, and I really believe that he would have done well. Well, yesterday, announced by Fabrizio Romano, here we go. He goes to Monaco. It's a pity, it is what it is. But Juventus, they don't give up. They have other targets. And if you are opening today Gazzetta dello Sport on the front page, what do we see? Juve, belli di papà. Juventus, the sons of the fathers. Let's translate it like that, even if it's not literally. But they're speaking about the sons with a new name, the name of Consensao. Francisco, Kiko. We are also calling him Kiko Consensao. It made me laugh this morning at 5 a.m. when I woke up because on the 10th of July, so 3 days ago, I wrote something on Twitter. I said, in alternative of the next gen project, well, Juventus has also another plan, is signing ex-Calcio legends, their son. We already have Chiesa, Weah, and Thuram, the last one that joined us last summer, Weah, this summer already Thuram. Who will be the next one? Will it be Birindelli? Will it be Simeone, the son of Diego, that is playing now, I believe, at Napoli? Or will it be Consensao? Well, 3 days later, Consensao. Francisco is linked with Juve. La Juve mi mande papà. Juve, it's Papa, my father, that is sending me. In a way, that's the title of Gazzetta dello Sport. Is it really like that? Well, not that much. Actually, not that much. Because it's actually the agent of Consensao that is sending him. How did it all start? Well, actually, Juventus, they were having a discussion with the agent because Cancelo, Kadialoglu, Yankauto are all options for the right back, but Juventus, they really would love to have a player that is called Thiago Santos. Thiago Santos that we already spoke about here on the channel, the right back from Lille. We know there is a fantastic, beautiful synergy between Juventus Football Club and Lille. Do you remember? Weah is coming from Lille. Jalot in the winter is coming from Lille. It was a name that was really linked to Milan because of their coach, Fonseca, that is coming from Lille. Juventus gave up a bit, or at least they were a bit behind. But now they are back in this discussion to have that right back. And that's the real name of Giuntoli, more than all the other ones that we mentioned, because they believe that even if he's younger, because he's only 21, he's totally more complete. And in these talks, speaking about that player, well, they have the same agent as Consensao Francisco. And that's where they started to speak about Francisco, that impressed a lot of us at Euro 2024, did a fantastic season with Porto, with 8 goals, with 8 assists. He's a right winger. We know that we need more than one. Well, he is a player that is not earning a lot of money, still payable, even if the value is increasing. More you wait, more it will increase. Also him, 21 years old, still young player, and that can be a real target for Juventus. A player that loves to go fast, a player that loves to dribble with a lot of technique, that sees the goals, that he sees his teammates. Really, really good player. Would be a beautiful story, to be honest, to tell you a bit of backstage stories about Consensao and Thuram, the fathers. They played together, not at Juve, but they played together during the season 2000-2001 when they were at Parma. So, well, another Thuram and Consensao together in the locker room or in the dressing room, but this time at Juventus could potentially be an option. So, guys, let me know your opinion about Thiago Santos. Let me know your opinion about Sergio Consensao. I'm really curious to see your opinion there. If or maybe Consensao can be on top of a Sancho, we don't know, but a Thiago Santos being there, the option for the right back. Personally, I love these players. Then my only problem there is that probably we're going for too much babies. Let's say we go with 21 years old with not a lot of experience. Because we are speaking about the Kadialog, for example, that is 24, Cancelo that is 30, we are speaking about the Jadon Sancho that is 24. If you're already looking at a team that is going with young, a lot of next-gen player, Adzic, 18, etc., maybe we are losing a bit of experience with too much young players that never played in Serie A, could potentially be dangerous. Grazie for the likes, grazie for the comments, thank you for your patience, grazie forza, Juve.